not good enough.
I call the honourable member Todd McLean.
Mr. Speaker, where one might start after that last speech. Actually, you know, Mr. Speaker, the last election, the National Party campaigned on a brighter future for paper boys and paper girls. Now, it might be okay for members on the other side of the House to say that at the age of 40 you should still be delivering papers, but the money that we put into this budget in education will give every single paper boy and paper girl a brighter future in this country. Before the last speaker goes, I just wanted to say he shouldn't be such a bully when it comes to talking about the hard-working Minister Antolli and the very hard-working member for Taupo, Louise Upton. Together, their majorities added up to more than the total number of people that voted for him in the Wellington Central electorate. He was third in the party vote. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start. Welcome back. And that's a good start. So what happens on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, when we do our maths, you take a majority from this member, a majority from that member, add them together, and if it was more than the total number...
Point of order, the honourable member Grant Robertson.
I seek leave of the House to table the results from two electorates, the
Wellington
and Rongotai electorate.
Order. The member knows that is not a point of order. I call the honourable member Todd McLean.
And that's their problem with this budget, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the honourable member Trevor Mallard.
It's a long-standing tradition in this House that members do not sit in the Prime Minister's seat unless they have ambitions to be there. And I wonder whether that member is showing that ambition now.
Thank you. The member may well be right, and the member on my right has to suffer the consequences. I call the honourable member Todd McLean.
Yeah, thank you very much. I notice that nobody's willing to sit on the Leader of the Opposition seat at the moment, and that tells us more about what's going on here tonight. And that's the difference, Mr. Speaker. That's the difference between this side of the House and that side of the House. When it comes to the budget, they're worried about the issues that New Zealanders are not caring about. We're focusing on what's important. Now, Mr. Speaker, what I want to say is over the dinner break, I was invited to go out and make a post-budget speech and talk to some people, some everyday New Zealanders, about what's important to them. And can I tell you that it's a wonderful place. Angus, it's a wonderful place. Angus Inn Motel on Waterloo Street and Lower Hutt. There were people lining up to come in to hear about the good news about this budget. And one of them said, what's the difference between the government and the opposition? And I said, well, it's straightforward. We're ambitious. We want to do more for New Zealand. They want to borrow and spend. Borrow and spend, borrow and spend. And you know what I found in that Hutt electorate, Mr. Speaker, when I walked outside looking for my car to come back here? There were Greek restaurants all up and down Trevor Mallard's electorate, all up and down the street, because that's all they want to do is make us like those poor countries, those poor people over there in Europe. Mr. Speaker, this is an ambitious piece of legislation that brings balance to our tax system, that does good things for New Zealand, and I give you a guarantee the party opposite will vote against it, just like members of the public in New Zealand voted against them in droves only 6 months ago.
I've given up.
The member calling?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
I call the honourable member